Their enthusiasm for arugula flowers and tiny seed pods continues. Just hanging a couple of flowering branches inside the box is enough to stir up the whole space. They jump up, jump over one another, and crowd together for the first bite, then the second, then the third. Even before I can secure the branches to the rim of the box with a clip, they are already alert. The moment I approach with the branches in my hand, their heads lift, their bodies sharpen with attention, and their eyes fix on what I am bringing. They seem to recognize at once that something exciting is about to happen. It is such a lovely sight. By now, their daily rhythm has begun to settle into something familiar. Early in the morning, around 6:30, we begin to hear light sounds from the box, a little stirring, a bit of commotion, enough to tell us that they are awake. We unwrap the blanket and slowly open the flaps of the box. At once, they begin their day, stretching, hopping, fluttering, each in their own small and endearing way. Then, when the flaps are open and the warming light is on, the day's activity truly begins. This morning there was still some feed left from the night before, so they went straight to the feeder and began pecking shoulder to shoulder. When I added fresh water, a few rushed over to drink and then hurried back to the feed again, as if they already understood the practical order of life. Eat, drink, return, repeat. I love seeing that. I love that they already know, in their own instinctive way, how to take care of themselves. After a while, all of them made their way up to the 2 crossing perches and rested there for a bit, sharing a brief, quiet moment together. That stillness ended the moment I began hanging the arugula branches. At noon, when the sun was bright and the air was warm, we suddenly thought, why not let them try the chicken run, just for a little while? This was not planned, but the idea came naturally as we watched them perched so comfortably in their box, looking more and more like little birds, ready for a slightly larger world. To our surprise, they were not eager to jump out when we lowered the flaps. A couple of them did hop out onto the flaps, wondered, but then jumped back in again. I suppose they are curious creatures, but cautious ones too. Whenever the environment changes, they seem to pause and observe before fully committing themselves. So in the end, I lifted them out one by one and placed them on the ground. And once they landed, everything changed. They began peeping loudly, flapping their wings, running about, and pecking at the ground with a new kind of urgency and delight. It was as if a much larger instinct had suddenly awakened in them. They immediately turned their attention to the young ground cover plants we had sown last month, intending them to become part of their future foraging area when the chicks were older. Apparently, the chicks found those tender leaves irresistible. They pecked and ate them with such enthusiasm that they showed much less interest in the feed we had prepared. I suppose our excitement to finally see them enjoy the run made us forget, for a few hours, the well-being of those little plants. By the end of about 4 hours of foraging, nearly half of that patch was gone. I can only hope that some of the plants will recover and continue growing, so that one day they may still serve the purpose for which we sowed them. Still, it was hard not to feel happy watching the chicks out there, tasting leaves, testing space, and meeting, perhaps for the first time, a little more of the life that awaits them. Thank you for watching. If this was helpful or inspiring, please give it a like, share, subscribe, and tell me what you're growing in the comments. See you next time in the garden.